Hey, what's up, guys? It's your man Daz, and I'm with Petzergling, and we are doing the second game of the MSL broadcast. It's not a group, it's the round of 16. This is the first game of Flash versus Leta. First game of their best of 3, the next 2 games which will be played in the next broadcast, either next Saturday or next Thursday, I'm not sure when, but it's not important now. What's important now is it's Flash versus Leta. I mean, if
oh my
you've ever
God,
been,
yes.
Like, what an epic, insane matchup. Like, this is probably the best TVT that we can possibly imagine. Out of all the players right now, Leta has been like tearing everybody up. His TVT has been almost unstoppable, and Flash is just like the TVT champion of the world, the best Terran player right now, and the best Terran versus Terran player. Like, what an insanely epic matchup! I can't wait to see this. Like, I don't know how excited I am. How excited have you got to be being a Terran player to fucking watch this?
I mean, Flash is just like the strongest fucking player ever. Like, to say that Xavier is so good at standard play, I mean, Flash is just like the craziest guy ever. And to sync, we got 2, 1, 0. But yeah, I mean, Flash, like, before he was known as like a cheese artist, I mean, now he's just like the strongest, heaviest, like, macro player ever. And just to clarify this, we got Flash as, well, let's see if they change the colors. Flash is the red Terran in the bottom.
Flash is the bottom.
And Leta... Yeah, and Leta, I'm not sure if they changed it to peach, orange, whatever on top.
Yellow,
and Flash, yellow, yeah, whatever the video quality comes out to be. But Flash had some problems on this map. I believe he lost, not, he totally gave it up, but he had a, real difficult time against Ro16 on this map. And I really hope that Flash doesn't go into having some problems here. But, I mean, he did beat Jaedong, and, he's been just playing amazing lately. It's just... I mean, every Flash game is just fucking amazing. Like, even if Flash loses, like, it's still an awesome game. And I think, I haven't been following Leta as well, but I'm pretty sure the same goes for him. And I really don't think either of these players are going to go for... Okay, well, he may prove me wrong, actually, right there. And I don't think either of these players are going to go for a proxy barracks. And, yeah, just walling off. And... You know what, walling off in TVT, Flash, what are you doing? Oh, he's looking for a proxy. I thought he was going to early command center. What was that, like a 9 CC? But I guess he's just scouting. I mean, Flash, so good at macro, so strong. He's willing to give up an SCV this early to make sure that Leta isn't up to anything crazy.
But you know what, it's not even going to be that bad for him because Leta sent that SCV out to wall off. They sent that SCV out pretty early, which doesn't seem like much of a big deal, but every little thing counts this early, and like sending your SCV that early all that way as opposed to building it right in front of your command center like Flash did, that's at least one full mine. It's more than one full mining trip. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt as much for Flash. And like, just interesting enough, talking about that Flash Ro16 game, there was a interview with Flash lately where he was talking about that game, and he basically said like Ro16 played a really, he played a really risky build to go for map control of the game at a certain point, and what he did, and I remember now that he said it and watching back on it, Ro16 kept mining gas, and he built 3 factories really early compared to the standard being 2 factory vulture, and so he got that really early vulture lead and just kind of used that to take map control, and that's what really helped him out in that game. Whereas Flash took all of his SCVs off gas right away and only built the 2 factories early. And so Flash was kind of talking about that, and even though he lost, I mean, it was a really strong play by Ro16. But they're going for a really early, risky expansion here. What is that, a 14 CC?
That was Flash is just a crazy guy. But you know what, I really don't think that's such a bad move. I mean, it's almost similar to Protoss versus Protoss. I mean, normally early Nexuses are just terrible, but on a map like this, like, you can really afford, obviously not in this proportions in a PvP, but you can really afford to take a little bit of a risk here, and Leta's going to use his SCV a little bit, and at least force Flash here to pull off a 3rd SCV, and this is pretty annoying, and actually Flash pulling off 2 SCVs already just in case, he's moving the hurt one back. And it's really annoying when you have this early SCV scout in your base when you go for an early command center. So that's why it's partially risky in a 1 versus 1 map. But I think Leta walled off and actually putting down the 2nd factory. I'm not sure if this was his original plan, but after scouting, and he's really going to go for a 2 factory build. And this is something, maybe not lately he's been known for, but before, like when he first started coming on the scene, he had a really strong 2 factory tank TVT build. And this is going to be really interesting what he decides to do with this. I mean, for sure he's going to be able to get a contain up. And one thing I think that Ro16 pretty much schooled everybody in TVT on is that you can shell the refinery from the kind of 3rd base base, and Leta actually being a little bit risky here. And if he can get this Marine, he's going to be able to do some more damage. But actually, the second Marine comes out, and the CC and the barracks are both finished. So this Marine actually retreating. Pretty considerable map distance. I mean, if you had close positions on a 4-player map, you can do something like that. But Flash, really didn't allow him to do that. But it's going to be up to Leta here what he decides. And because he's kept so many SCVs on gas this whole time, I have to imagine that he's going to go for a real tank-heavy build. And I guess we're going to see if he's going to be able to break through those bridges and end the game early, or if he's just going to set up a contain and maybe he has something planned out from there.
Well, I mean, if he's going for the 2-factor, I assume he's at the very least going to try to break through, but it just, time will tell how it works out, and whether Flash builds a tank first or... Well, Flash is definitely going to build a tank first now that he's seen Leta's tank. So, I mean, probably won't be able to do too much damage with this 2-factory push, but at the very least he's got to hope that he can hold it. Whoa, going for a really early starport. Is that a 1-fact starport off a FE? I mean,
yeah, but it really isn't too risky. I mean, that's kind of a strong way to defend against an early 2-factory build when you fast expand, because basically with a 2-factory build, especially what Leta likes to do, is he likes to go for heavy tank, and you can get that Wraith out, and if your opponent doesn't have an Eng Bay or an Armory down, you can just use the Wraith to constantly hit the tanks, and it's a decent way to fend off, considering that, once Flash's economy kicks in, like the amount of he's going to have a production advantage either way, and I'm surprised, Flash playing super safe, and this is just what's so crazy about Flash. I mean, he's not getting any units right now. He's going to be pumping off of only 1 factory, and it looks like Leta's going straight for the gas. So, I mean, kind of strange move, and Leta actually getting some vultures out now, so I'm not really too sure what Leta's going to try and do with this build. And, but he has an SCV with it, so I have to imagine that, I mean, oh yeah, he could do that too. I never really thought of that. He may build an Eng Bay like he did. Actually, no, he's going to the front, so I'm an idiot.
Well, if he sieges up here, he's definitely going to get that bunker at least. I mean, he has 3 tanks and a Vulture already. Flash at the most is going to have 2 tanks, so I mean, this could actually do a lot of damage here. The only problem is when the Wraith comes out. But I mean, he's going to have time to do a lot of damage before that Wraith can pick off his tanks. I mean, a Wraith does 8 damage a shot. It's going to take a long time for a Wraith to kill off 3 tanks and 2 Vultures. So, okay, wow, yeah, he's forced to move all of his SCVs back. So this 2-factory push is really working out for Leta. As long as he doesn't lose these tanks, it's going to work out pretty well for him. Losing 1 tank needlessly there, but he's setting up a contain. I don't know why he switched to Vultures. I don't know if switching to Vultures was such a great idea. I probably should have used that excess minerals to put down the command center. I mean, now he's going to, as soon as he loses that 1 tank, Flash is going to probably regain control, put down his command center again, and just take the economic lead.
Oh, he's got mines, though.
Oh, never mind.
That's going to hurt. I guess that's what he's using that, that was a good move there. I mean, because, like, when you think about it, though, the 2-factory build, it hurt, but Flash had the CC down, and he's going to have it down right now. And just like you said, Leta is just now starting his command center instead of building it earlier. And it looks like he just lost a tank. And so Leta is really relying on those mines to hold off Flash from regaining his natural expansion. And I think, at the very least, oh, wow, Flash, with that early academy, wow, yeah, what an excellent foresight there from Flash. And I think Flash is still gonna. Oh my God, he just got the tanks again. I think Flash is gonna definitely still keep the lead in this game. I think Leta really lost all of his early units, and wow, he's gonna be able to land a command center already. So just excellent defense from Flash. Yeah. I mean, that's mines.
That was a big mine. Oh man, putting both of those tanks in the row. I mean, Flash is going to have time to repair them before any units come down to kill them, but still, it's costing you almost the full cost of the tank to repair it from just tiny HP. But it looks like, he's got
oh my gosh, Leta has no defense for the Wraiths.
Yeah, this is brutal. He has no, I don't know why he didn't build an armory or anything, or he should have at least, he probably does have an armory somewhere, but he should have built an academy much earlier as soon as he saw the Wraith. I mean, he had to figure that he's probably going to go for Cloak eventually as those Wraiths. Actually, I'm not even sure if he has an armory. Does he even have an armory up?
Oh,
wow,
Vulture!
He actually snuck the Vulture. How the hell
but they don't have mines. They don't have mines,
Either way, this
so
is
that's
still going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Oh, they're all really low. That 1 Vulture is in the red as well, so it's not going to be...
Yeah, he probably had like a full control group of Vultures, and he just ran by the tank. Yeah. Which, a real sneaky move, but I mean... I guess this is the real difference between the last opponents Leta's had and like now that he's in the round of 16 playing against the best. And this is, Flash is really playing strong here. He's just gaining a huge advantage. Look at Leta's SCV count right now. He's got like a handful of SCVs there, maybe 8 or 9, and it looks like a decent amount actually at the natural